I'm doing something wacky again. Hey guys, welcome back to Juggernaut 16. I am your host Javon, and today we're back for a brand new video. Today we're back with the RX VEGA 56GB VRAM graphics card to see, you know what? The last couple of years FSR has taken us by storm. But what can the VEGA do at 1440p without FSR? That is the gist of the entire video basically. I don't have a better intro than that. So hey, we're running this today with the Intel Core i3-10105 once again. The whole point is to see how games perform on a VEGA 56 with the 8GB of VRAM at 1440p with mixture of settings basically. We're running with 32GB of DDR4 RAM in dual channel memory. The speed is 2667 MHz. It's as fast as the motherboard supports. And we're gonna hope for the best basically. Every game is on an SSD. We also have a boot drive for an SSD. And the VEGA is overclocked to 1600 MHz. The memory clock is 875. And I have the power limit set to 29 to carry us to around 192 watts. We're trying to be power efficient here for those of us that electricity costs a lot, you know what? But hey, it's only for when you're trying to push your system to the absolute maximum. Normally I play games at 70 watts. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's see how the VEGA 56 handles games at 1440p in 2024. Not gonna lie, first up, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered actually surprised me quite a lot. At 1440p high, we were getting over 55 FPS on average for the most part. In fact, I don't think it dropped below 50 during this entire run, which is quite impressive really. The VEGA has a lot to offer here, and keep in mind the CPU is still very slightly, but it is a bottleneck to an extent. We can get a bit more frames out of the VEGA 56 even at this limit here. So I thought that was quite impressive for Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. This one will be a smooth experience. In fact, I think this would probably be over 60 FPS on average if I had a better CPU. So yeah, that's awesome. Next up, we have Forspoken on the list. Still don't know why I bother with this damn one. But at 1440p low, the only game where I had to use low, by the way, the only one in the benchmark suite today, low gets us around 45 FPS on average. Forspoken is demanding as hell, guys. I even tried to play at standard at first, and I realized I could barely get over 30, and I was like, holy crap, at medium I can barely get over 30 FPS? That's kind of insane. So I just said, you know what, forget it, we'll do low, completely low. Everything is low, even texture and model memory, just to keep it simplistic as possible. But at 1440p, you are getting over 40 FPS, and obviously the game has a high fidelity, so it still kinda looks good. But you know what it is, man. Forspoken runs. I can't really complain at this point. You know, with Atomic Heart, it was an issue playing this one. At 1440p medium, the game ran fine, but I noticed a bunch of frame time spikes and whatnot that would drop the frame rates like into the 40s. It was bizarre, as you can see like right there. It was bizarre. Regardless, the game was running over 60 FPS on average, which was fine, but the stutters were quite annoying. I actually would recommend frame capping this game because of those stutters. Now once again, we are pushing it quite heavily right now, 1440p media. I tried high, but high was getting me into the 40s, so I dropped down to medium. I said medium is fine, but I think medium FPS is too damn high. It's kind of really the issue here. So I think we need to cap for this game because it has some sort of weird frame time issue where the spikes keep happening. And I remember this being at launch as well was an issue. Gotta see that hasn't changed.
Residents and visitors to Chalamet City. Dr. Sechenov's address will begin in 10 minutes.
The future awaits. One jab and you're done.
Assemble near the Brown Plate Memorial for a tour. Learn about the history of Facility 3826. Hear about its great discoveries and pay your respects to all its victims of war. Then we'll play hot.
Everyone here seems so happy and content. Just like in China.
You've been to China, Tommy Adventure?
I've been everywhere. I mean,
Resident Evil 4 Remake also had an issue with the CPU bottleneck, although I think this could have been a power issue as well. At 1440p balance, I was getting over 55 FPS on average, closer to 50 actually, but it depends on the area you were in. You were also getting over 60 in some areas, but it was a playable experience once again. It looks really good at 1440p balanced as well. Resident Evil scales very well on the end hardware. So I can't really complain about Resident Evil 4. That being said, we are using 5.8 gigabytes of VRAM, and it's at balance. So I think we're using like 2 gigabyte high textures, or maybe even 1. Just don't change the textures too high in this game, and you should be fine.
Anyone home?
The Callisto Protocol finally caught up to me, man. It said not today. At 1440p medium, I did notice that we weren't hitting 60 FPS in this area where we're running around. The frame time is always a thing. I definitely is due to the particles and what's happening around the Black Iron prison right now. As you can see, there's a lot of particles and a lot of lighting effects that are happening right now, which causes that. Once you go upstairs, that slows down and stops that. But yeah, it's saying we have an average of 60, but we are hitting more over like around 55 FPS on average. And it's still a smooth experience once again. And like I said, it gets better. It's just that the area I play is quite demanding. So it's the best area, but for the most part, you'll be getting over 60 FPS in this game quite easily. It is quite impressive though to see the Vega 56 performing like this. In Horizon Forbidden West, once again the average is around 50 FPS, which is quite impressive. We are running at 1440p medium. The fact that this can run games at 1440p, even on the medium preset, shows that the Vega 56 has a lot more to offer, even in 2024. This is a great budget GPU, dude, that I can still run games at 1440p with the right settings. These games are still completely playable. Look at this. I've done so many of these videos, I kind of keep saying the same thing for some of these titles. Final Fantasy VII Remake scales really well. At 1440p high, you're gonna get over 60 FPS on average. It's just gonna happen, okay? The game is not demanding to a GPU that can really run it, I mean, and well, like I said, it scales well enough. And this is without the mod. So over 60 FPS, and once in this area, the FPS only goes up higher in the area. So we're gonna be living sweet with 1440p high with Final Fantasy VII. This is another smooth experience.
Have fun.
The Vega 56 for the win.
Freeze! Move and we shoot!
Go ahead. Was never in doubt.
Drop the weapon!
You got this.
Yeah, what he said. You're coming with us.
Can't get surrounded. That or that. That it?
Assassin's Creed Mirage has been the latest added to the benchmark suite, and it performs surprisingly well considering it's the latest Assassin's Creed title as of right now. At 1440p medium, we were getting over 60 FPS on average once again in this busy city area, and the city is quite busy. There's a lot of NPCs walking around out here, and it still performs quite well. Once again, the CPU is, I feel, even slightly a bottleneck, just slightly. But other than that, it performs surprisingly well, man. This is going to be a great experience. And once again, this is 1440p medium. We are not using FSR in any of these titles, but Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to play healthily on this system. Hogwarts Legacy never ceases to amaze me, to be honest with you. They really updated this over the last year when this came out. At 1440p medium, we were getting over 60 FPS on average again in Hogsmeade. Holy crap, which is pretty crazy. The only thing I hate is that RAM usage, man. That RAM usage is ridiculous. Still, at 17 gigabytes of RAM for a slightly bit smoother experience, I'd say, you need over 32. You need 32 gigs of RAM. Insanity. But at 1440p medium, the Vega once again shows that it can run with the best of them. At 1440p medium, dude, from 1440p medium to high, you barely start seeing any sort of loss in fidelity of graphics. And to be honest, it looks really good at 1440p medium. I'd say this is another win for the Vega. Finally on the list, we have The Last of Us Part 1, which, you know, realistically saw this coming. At 1440p medium, we were hitting around 40 FPS on average. The game is demanding. Once again, FSR was made for a lot of these games, but it still will run at over 40
doubt I can get either
FPS.
one of us
I
back
would
in the
recommend
city.
FrameGen when using this, even on these types of cards, because FrameGen really helps your systems out. But conclusion time. The Vega 56 is a capable 1440p card. As long as you use the right settings, you can play most of these games. You don't even have to go to low. Medium will cover most of these demanding games, even in 2024. That is quite impressive for the Vega 56. That is what, over 9 years old or something? Or was it 7? It's 9. It's 7, maybe 6. Was it a 2017? I completely forgot. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. The Vega 56 for the win, guys.